Alright guys, so I did an update. This is an update video to the previous review I did on the Eonon 9150A that I had. Since then I've actually replaced my 9150A and received the 9150B, and since I've seen a bunch of comments of you guys asking what the main difference is, I figured I'd do an update or review of this head unit. So the reason I swapped my units out, and I got in touch with Eonon, and I got basically them to kind of like warranty that unit. I ended up getting to keep it because they offered me I think it was a 75% discount or something on a new unit like this. So I ended up only paying like $30 for this unit because of all the issues I had with the other unit with how the steering wheel controls didn't work. And I went through that in the video. That was like the only issue I didn't like. Spec wise, these units are exactly identical. They both have 4 gigs of RAM, they both have octa-core CPUs, and everything else is the same. The only difference is the buttons right here. These buttons are added. We didn't used to have skip buttons, I don't think. And then they basically just swapped around. I think the home button used to be on this side, and they just basically changed the buttons, added these pause, play, and skip buttons because there was something else here I don't remember. You can check the other video. I'll put it in the description so you can get a comparison. So these units are great, okay, and this unit in particular has been perfect. There was only one thing I don't really like about it, and it's the fact that you can't put a launcher on this, so you're basically stuck with this here launcher. But this launcher is perfect for what it is. I mean, as long as I can have my apps down here, and I really only need like one. I only use Spotify, maybe Bluetooth. I keep my amplifier here because I like to change the bass because I have a sub in the back. Other than that complaint, I mean, the unit is perfect. The skipping issues with the steering wheel controls here, up and down, it seems to be fixed most of the time. It works 98% of the time. Sometimes I have to restart the unit by turning it off and on again, and then it'll fix it. So that's pretty much fixed. So honestly, I'm happy with this unit. Now, if you're looking to buy one of these units, I do recommend this one. This one is a good unit. They have that new 9-inch unit that just has a screen that's 9 inches and doesn't have these buttons here. It has those little touch buttons on the side. Only issue with that is you're downgrading, because this unit has 4 gigs and that unit only has 2 gigs of RAM, and the more RAM it is, the faster the unit's going to be. And this unit is incredibly fast. I mean, I don't have to wait for any apps really. They'll launch right away as soon as I click them. I mean, sometimes Spotify takes a while to load up, but if I click it, it'll go. Like on my old 7150 that only had, I think, 1 or 2 gigs or something, it would feel sluggish, like if I was swapping through the screens or whatnot. It would be like laggy and whatnot, and if I try to click an app, it would pause, and then it would, like 5 seconds later, shoot the app up, and it didn't even have that many apps in the background. I honestly didn't use it that much as far as apps. And this unit already has like 4 apps in the background, and they just kind of open by themselves. So that unit had apps that opened by themselves, and the more they opened, the slower it got. So as far as the review goes in this unit, I can go over a few things. So basically, this is just an Android unit. It's stock, or it's Android to the core. You get the Play Store. You can download whatever apps you want, Netflix, YouTube, all that good stuff, games, whatever you want. It will run anything that your phone can run, or most everything your phone can run. Sometimes the apps like video apps like Netflix and stuff might not work from the App Store. I don't think you can download Netflix on this unit, because it's kind of set up like a car unit, so Netflix doesn't even show up here. But just because it doesn't show up in the App Store doesn't mean you can't download it. You can always go to the internet and grab the APK and download on here. I don't recommend you watch Netflix in the car, but if you're parked or whatnot and you're just chilling, or you're in traffic and you like to watch movies, go ahead. So let me go over a few things, I guess. So you can, this unit is, I think, 360 some dollars you can find it for sometimes, or a lot of times, and you get everything that you need to install it. So you get the unit, you get all the cables, you get, a lot of times they'll bundle in a backup camera, or a I think a dash cam that you can put up here. Some of them bundle a OBD sensor that you can plug in your diagnostic port, so you can get that extra adapter or whatnot. But you get everything to install the unit, and it's really easy to install. The only the most difficult part, I think, is if you have to, because you have to mount the GPS antenna, so you have to kind of install it there or somewhere near where it has clear view of the sky. So I have mine installed just right there, just behind the, or above the rearview mirror, and then I cable routed it underneath this because I have a convertible, and so basically I routed it all the way, and then through under behind that pillar there, and then in through the glove box and to the back of the unit. So that's that. And then also, if you're going to install a backup camera, that's a pretty difficult task, because you have to run the cable from here all the way through the glove box, down underneath that trim there. You run it all the way to the back, and I have a convertible, so mine is probably not as hard as the sedans would have been, because you have the 4 seats, and I have 4 seats too, but behind my seats I can easily just I don't even have to go on behind my seats. I can continue through the floorboard down there, and through the little down at the bottom where the seats separate in my car, it instantly goes to the back, and then you route through the trunk and then to the lid. And so that's a pretty difficult task. It takes a while. It's not really difficult as much as it is that if it takes a while and you have to do a bunch of cable routing. And then other than that, this unit has I can't remember, I think it either has the antenna that you screw in, or it has the built-in antenna in the back. I can't remember if they changed that. They might have. Let's see. I usually mount my antennas in the glove box above the fuse box in there. So I just mount it above there, and it works perfectly. I connect to my hotspot on the phone, and I get Wi-Fi like that, because I don't use Bluetooth on this unit, and that's because Bluetooth on these units just it's worse than onboard audio. This unit has great onboard audio. Like, the sound quality is good as far as onboard audio goes, but as soon as you swap to Bluetooth, the sound quality just takes a dip, and you lose a bunch of clarity. It just feels a little bit more muffled, and I don't like using it. And another thing about that is hands-free mode. So yes, you can use hands-free mode in this. The unit has a microphone that it comes with that you connect to the back. It also has a mic right here. The only issue with these units that I've seen is that the mic is terrible. So every time I make a call, the person on the other end is complaining that they can't hear me because there's too much static or road noise. I mounted my mic in the stock position where the mic used to be, but I think what's actually happening in these units is this mic here, it doesn't get turned off whenever you plug in another mic. So this mic stays on, and you'd think that helps it, but I think it causes a lot of interference. So a lot of people like to mod these units by basically soldering a mic directly to where this mic is soldered, and disabling this mic completely, and then having that mic run wherever they want it. So I haven't done that. I might give it a try sometime down the line, but I don't really need to call people or whatever. If I was calling people out in the car or whatever, I'd do that. But for now, I mean, it works for what it is. I can talk to people, especially if I have good service, 4G LTE. It's clearer, so it's not as bad. But a lot of times I'm in an area where I don't have 4G, or the service is kind of bad because I'm in a rural town. So I can see how that could be a problem for some people. Other than that, you get everything you need to mount this unit in the box. You could go for something like a Sony unit that doesn't look stock but has, I'd say, half the functionality, because sure, you would get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but the problem with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, that the comparison to this unit is this is 100% Android, so you get access to any app you want, literally any app. If it's not in the App Store, you can grab it online, whatever app you want, throw it on there, and you can use it. Problem with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is you rely on your phone and what it allows that program to run on your car. So if you're just doing basic stuff, navigation and whatnot, and call quality is super important with you, and you just want a good solid head unit, yeah, go for the Sony. But if you want something that is oftentimes cheaper, because you get access to steering wheel controls and everything that the car has for about $100 less than what you would pay for the unit, and everything to make all that stuff work, you get an amazing unit as far as just multimedia device and navigation. Because I really only use this thing for music and navigation. I don't really care about calls, so to me this is a much better deal than a Sony unit or Pioneer or whatever you can find out there. That would be better. And I'm not saying you should get the Eonon unit specifically. You guys can pick the Extron's units, or I think Say can make some of these. I have no experience with those units. I do know that Extron's unit sells a 9-inch unit with 4 gigs of RAM. So if you really like that style, you can go pick up one of theirs. The units, as far as spec wise, are identical. The only difference is Eonon and Extron, they all have different launchers on their units. So that, I mean, how stable their launchers are, or how stable their unit software code is, I don't know that. If you know about that, just post in the comments how you like your unit. But my Eonon unit is perfect for me, and I would recommend this unit to anyone who's looking for a solid navigation and music device that is, as long as you're not doing Bluetooth music, because I don't really like using my phone Bluetooth anyways. Like in some of the cars that I have that come with Bluetooth, I would prefer not to use Bluetooth if I could. Like if all the music was on the car, it just makes it easy, and I have all the music on the car, so even if I have no service, I just have music downloaded to this unit, so I can listen to music even when I don't have service. And a lot of times you could do that on your phone as well, but if you don't put music on your phone and you're just using streaming apps or whatnot, and if you lose service, you're just going to be out of luck. And so, and oftentimes Bluetooth, a lot of the newer cars that have Bluetooth support, Bluetooth sometimes is finicky, doesn't work 100% with some phones. So I don't want to deal with any of that. So I just really like having my onboard app here. And yeah, all I have to do is just get in the car. I have it set to where as soon as my phone picks up Bluetooth signal from this, it turns on the hotspot. So that way I don't even have to touch that. But if you want, you could put a jetpack in there and wire up to charge from the unit or wherever to get car Wi-Fi, or you can do hotspot with your phone, whatever you want. It works 100%. This unit will work. So yeah, as far as that, this unit has been great. Let's see what else is about this unit. I mean, you get everything that you would get in a regular unit. You get navigation, music, you get your CDs, you can control your equalizers and whatnot, and how much sub level you want. You can change which speakers you want more audio from. Unit's got everything you would have in a normal head unit, plus extras. I mean, you can configure this unit to watch like TV, antenna TV. You can configure this unit to have, I think you can even do, let's see, they have DAB Plus for radio, if you're into that. And the OBD stuff is really cool. I don't use mine with the app because I have a different scanner that I use with my phone, but if you have the OBD scanner, having the car radio be able to connect to that and tell you what all is good, yeah, that's actually pretty nice. And see, I have Netflix installed even though it wasn't in the App Store. So yeah, honestly, this unit's great. I would recommend this unit to anyone looking for a stock looking Android unit. So this is what it looks like in the car. All you have to do is, if you have the single DIN radio, BS factory BMW radio, what you'll notice is this air conditioning control is going to be right underneath it in your car. So what you do is you either buy the relocation plate that replaces this plate right there that has the buttons in the middle. It basically has a attachment for this air conditioning control from the factory navigation unit, and you just put that in. Or you don't even have to buy that. Like, I don't have my relocation unit, I just stuck that in there. It stays, it's fine. I mean, occasionally it might look like you need to push this in, but other than that, I don't have a problem. It doesn't rattle, it doesn't make any noise from road vibrations or whatnot. So I just stick it in there, it works perfectly. And then you just stick this unit in there, connect it to this factory harness with what they give you. It's really simple. Wire up your antenna, your microphone if you want, your antenna for Wi-Fi if it has one. I think this unit doesn't. It has a built-in antenna in the back. So do that, and then your unit is good to go. If you want to add backup camera down the line, it's perfect. As soon as I put my car in reverse, it turns on the backup camera and you can see it clearly. One thing about the backup camera that I'll tell you guys is the one that comes with this unit. I did get one with this unit. They aren't watertight as I'd like them to be. They got water in it, so I don't really recommend those. There is a camera on Amazon. I think its brand is Nakita, Nakita or something like that. That camera is amazing. It's what I have. It's 100% waterproof. I've pressure washed the camera and it's perfect. Not once has it got condensation under the lens. It's a great camera. It's very clear. Like, you can watch the detail when I put this in my car. I mean, let's see if you can tell. Honestly, it's really easy to tell where you are. And the camera comes with its own lines, so you might have to disable the lines in the unit if your unit has lines enabled. Other than that, this unit's great. So yeah. If you guys are looking for a factory style head unit for your BMW, go ahead and purchase one of these. It's a great unit. And a lot of times they'll have sales on these, and some of the forums they'll have group buys that will give you a good discount. And if you find one of those for a good discount, good price, then yeah, pick it up. So yeah, that'll be it for my review. I mean, if you guys have any questions about the unit or not, just leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer, as if I know. There are, for those of you who want to try out CarPlay and Android Auto, there are dongles you can buy for this unit, and a lot of the Android units that you plug into the back USB port, or the USB port that you attach to this unit, and then you plug your phone in and you'll get Android Auto and CarPlay. They tend to be a little bit expensive. I think $40 is average. With Android units, you can use the app that I reviewed in one of my other videos. I know a lot of people had some issues with that app, and it's kind of like beta access app, so it's still work in progress, not 100% ironed out. So if you want to try that, you can. I think it costs like $5 or something in the App Store. You can try it out for free. I think he has a free version. It's called I'll just link the video in the description. You can check that out as well if you're interested. So yeah, you guys, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed. Ask any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Alright, bye.